Hey there everybody, this is me, Metal Gamers. I hope all you wonderful gamers out there are doing well and fine right at this particular moment. And as you can probably guess, I was going to do this anyway, but I've actually redone my EQ playthrough. EQ. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I've redone eco through my new component cable just to give you guys as good picture quality as I can possibly give. And before people start turning up and going, oh no, he's going to do commentary on it, I'm going to have everybody covered in terms of that sort of thing on this playthrough. There's going to be this one, there's going to be no camera whatsoever, it's just me talking about what was going through my mind when I was playing this playthrough. And you'll probably, those who don't want commentary, if you look harder through my channel, you'll actually find the entire playthrough from start to finish, because I did this in one sitting. And there should be another version which has been split up into chapters. They're both exactly the same playthrough. It's just that one's done as it was filmed from start to finish. It lasts about 3 hours and 6 minutes. Or there's the chaptered versions where I've tried to keep the episodes as close as I could feasibly get without moving any pacing or anything, to about half an hour, and apart from 2 episodes, and one of those was the end, so you've got to expect that really. But yeah, I've decided I'm going to do this playthrough with some commentary instead, because I did actually do this without dying and got the trophy. And that may not seem much, because it's not really a hard game, I think, probably to do it once you've played it a few times. But I wasn't playing it to get that trophy initially. There is a point in the game where I actually started to realise, holy god, I might actually do it. But yeah, I thought I'd talk you through the method of what you got to do, like a proper walkthrough as well, because the game was nearly 100% perfect. As you will see, there were a few areas which to me define it as not being perfect. Things like having to redo puzzles and certain things more than once because I didn't get it right the first time, but there were no deaths whatsoever. And before people turn around and look at the one sitting playthrough, if you guys want for a donation at my PayPal address for this channel, don't forget 25% of all donations also go to Shelter to Help the Homeless. So not only will be helping me and getting to see the actual full uncut version of that, and you're not going to be missing much. I was just cutting out sections where I paused the game, but you might argue I could have just spliced it together. So if you just want definitive proof, there you go, you can do that by donating at my channel at thinkfish@hotmail.co.uk on PayPal. You can find the address in the description below. And anyway, as you can see, this is still just the intro of the game. I've really absolutely enjoyed doing this UAD series. It was, if I'm totally honest, because even though I had so many problems at the start with the early uploads coming out very, very, very bad, and my PlayStation 2 component cable not really doing a good job with high definitions on the PlayStation 3, which I never actually thought about prior to starting to do that. But it makes sense to me now, hence why I bought a new one, and it works absolutely fine, as you can see. And yeah, I'm keeping these episodes to short sections as well, purely because of the fact I'm going to have to keep talking, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it for very long periods of time. In fact, 25-30 minutes might be pushing it, but we'll see how I do. Maybe we'll have a joke on the way, a good laugh. Have a few beers. someone could just fetch my ashtray, that would be fantastic. Well, the intro's still going, so I'll hang tight a bit. I do apologise for the cheapness of that unpreparedness. I'm so professional, it's untrue. But yeah, oh yeah, the intro. The game will be starting shortly, and I'll start talking phrases, because while a lot of people do go, oh, you gotta do this and pull that lever, and at times they might do something in the game which they don't have to do, but they do it for a reason, and they don't mention it. And that's a few times in this game as I was playing it, a few times where I've actually done that in this game, but unless you actually really thought about it, it might not make any sense. Well, I said again, it may not make any sense, although just like something strange to do. But I'll explain those bits when we come to them. As I'm sure you probably all know, that's the young boy Eco, and his villagers have put him away in a castle as a sacrifice because he was born with horns. Those of you who've been following my UA the collection, or just themselves big fans of Team Eco's games in general, know what the significance of the horns and the connection between this and Shadow of the Colossus is. And that's basically all you go with on this. The very start of the game, it's very straightforward. You run up those steps, pull the lever, door opens, you go through the door. Next. I'm not quite sure what I was doing there. You can just, if you want, just jump over that ledge straight from the switch. It doesn't really matter. If you're doing a speed run, I'd advise to do that. Those people first playing the game, I think you can jump to that ledge by just going up to the top of the rope and jumping backwards. But yeah, to newcomers to the game, if you wonder how to swing, you just hold down the circle button. Although those Euro brains, I'm sure, I spent a bit of time getting to know the controls. Just jump onto that through there. And then you go to the left, up the ladders, and start the journey up. And now, I should actually point out that I was very in the mood for this game last night, and I wasn't expecting to actually do it in one sitting. It's just I got to a certain point in the game I actually realised I could end up doing this without actually dying. And it was roughly a point of the game where I actually started to realise just how on form I was actually playing this game at the time. And there's a point of the game you'll actually start noticing that I play very, very super safe on things. And the reason for that is there's a point I realised I could get that trophy. And by Jove, did I get that trophy. There is a trophy to do this in under 2 hours, I believe it is. But you have to know the castle inside and out, because there's a lot of shortcuts and stuff I do not know about. And it's all stuff like jumping off ledges and stuff in places where you wouldn't normally. I might attempt that, but I think I'm going to have to look at a few speed runs before doing it myself. This is where, if you can call, say, where the plot is actually told to you through the game. Nothing's actually said, and I hope that glitch doesn't mess up the sound on YouTube or when I encode this audio onto it. Ooh, what happened there? I hope it's on the hard drive. Come on, I'm sick of tired of buying hard drives. Anyway, off the mountain scene. So you just go around out that window and back round, as you just saw. Pull the switch just to leave her to the floor. And you start going back down. You don't have to go through the windows to get back down. And I'm going to jump off here, but you don't have to. You can just walk off the ledge and drop onto the stairs below. Why I jumped there, I have no idea. That was actually what went through my head as I did it, actually. But yeah, maybe on a subconscious level, I was going for the no death trophy. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure fans of Eco will watch this at some point. But yes, I'm very glad I've got this component cable. I can finally do PlayStation 3 games now. And there's a high resolution as my graphics card can muster, and I'm pretty sure my PC too, because it's not the most powerful, as I've said again, time and time again. You go back down the ladders. If you want to get down the ladders a bit quicker, if you just push the X button and you can actually let go. For Bully Tour ones you can let go, push X to let go, and then take the finger off the X button and it should just grab the rung if you're falling from a high place. So it's a quick way to get down, and you've got a safety mechanism there to prevent yourself from hurting. Just jump on top of the cage like that. And then let a little bit of more story come out. There's always a little bit of debate with the Shadow of Colossus whenever the Queen in this is actually the woman in Shadow of the Colossus. I've got my doubts about that personally. I do, however, personally believe it might be an ancestor 100 odd years down the line. Now this is where the game teaches you a bit of combat. See that burning stick there, you run over it and pick it up, just like that. Then you run over and clobber it. You do get better weapons in the game, and yes, in this playthrough I do actually get the first better weapon that you get. You can't get the second on the first playthrough, you have to do the playthrough twice to get the other weapon, which is really, really nice. Although I'm not sure the special thing with that weapon is done as a joke. And now this is where the actual game starts properly, so you take kind of over to those blocks there. And you have to keep on holding her hand. Not all the times, there are times you gotta leave her, but so you gotta help her navigate the castle as well. She's not as adventurous. And I will be using every single save point in this game. So I'm sorry if that bothers anybody, but I wasn't going to sit through 3 hours of video trying to blockade every single save point just to keep some sort of peculiar flow in the game, because otherwise it's going to look silly, because I'd be able to do it, but what you would have is them two sitting down on the couch and then standing back up. So I tried it on Shadow Colossus at Pride Temples. Oh, while they'd actually get fairly good at it, it just looked a bit odd. But you could sort of get away with it, because you could say it was like praying for good luck or something. But yeah, yeah. My motto in this game is, if you can take her somewhere, then take her with you there. So if you leave her alone for too long, then you get those shadow creatures coming after her. And that's basically the main reason why you all die in this game, because they grab her and take her away. And you need her with you anyway to open these blocks all the time. And the game's very puzzle and orientated. You open those doors. The game will start you off with some basic puzzles. I pushed the wrong button there because I've been playing Shadow of the Colossus so much lately. I was pushing the grab button for something, so I stood by the box and pushed the right trigger button to actually grab it, forgetting that it's actually circle in this game. But yeah, my muscle memory in this Shadow of the Colossus really took me a while to get used to on this playthrough. But it did, well, as you'll see, he did hand me one bit. And a trick I learnt on the previous playthrough, and I employed a lot in this game, is try and get those Shadows monsters backed up against the wall, because I've found it's super easy to take them down, and it's a godsend when you've only got the wooden stick. And there are some rooms that really do require you to have a good look around, actually, because sometimes you don't have to fight them. You just go up those stairs then after pushing that block. You basically just follow the path in this early part. It's a very linear path. The whole game's linear, but sometimes it does offer you different paths and they don't really lead you anywhere. And, I always like to get to any next bits that I've got coming up set out ready before stuff starts happening, which is why I've climbed up this chain first. You don't have to do this, but I just wanted to do this first to save me doing it after what's coming up now. You pull that lever there to open the door so you can get to your order. And for my American friends there, there isn't a couch up in that up there in my version, because yeah, the American version slightly different. There isn't, some of the save points have been changed. The combat's a little bit harder as well, I've noticed, and one or two of the puzzles have been taken out. Also, in the European version of this game, you have to constantly keep holding the button to hold on to Yorda's hand. But in the American version, I've set it up so you can just click it once and it constantly holds on to her. which actually comes in useful on the second playthrough once you get the second secret weapon. But in the European version, you have to constantly hold down the button. I'm not sure why they did that in the American version. I might have made the combat just a little bit harder, I don't know, but if you've got the PlayStation 3 version of the game, even in America though, you've got this version of the game, which is the European release. Although I should stress that the route is exactly the same in the American version, it's just some puzzles are there and some save points are not there and some puzzles are not there either. Some puzzles have even had stuff taken out of them, so you've got half the thing you need to do. You just save there. And now you just pull it down out to where you won't push that block off, and you climb back up the chain. Don't jump into the wall like I did then, smack your face on it. That's one thing that does I wish could have been done a bit better in the game. It is a bit difficult to see where you can jump onto the chain at a time. Then you come over to where you push the block off and then call your order at the top of the ledge and she'll come over and you can pull up. Just follow these stairs up. Prepare yourself for a fight. You'll notice in this fight they actually started to really trying to get them backed up into a corner. It really is something I suggest to do, especially if you've just got the stick or the piece of wood, the plank, whatever you want to call it. Just imagine him Gintama with his wooden samurai sword. As you can see, I'm slowly gravitating towards him then, trying to get him up against the wall. Although having said that, I have played the American version, which is how I know the combat's slightly more difficult, but look now, it's trained me well for the European version, hasn't it? There you go. You just keep fighting these guys on this particular section until those, they'll call them portals, I don't know, until they evaporate like that. You only have to kill so many, so as soon as you kill them, as soon as you go down, and there's a ladder just here. You climb down that, tell yours to come down. You run down the track, and you should come to a cart. And you use the lever on the cart just to operate the truck. Go there to where your order is, and then always park just a little bit in front of the Lord. That's how she can actually get round. She has to go get onto there from the back. I've suddenly become very aware about how I say certain things in this. I said something there that could have been really misconstrued. Anyway, you continue on where you were going on the truck. You jump up there and pull Yoda up. Yeah, sometimes if you're not standing in quite the right place, Yoda will refuse to do what you ask of her. This is where the game's puzzles really start to begin. Just jump over there like that. And she does that sometimes, don't worry about it. You don't have to go back for on this one, you can just call her, she's good enough to climb up those on her own. Every time you call her, by the way, the camera does move to your order. So come over and jump and you'll grab her. You take up to the edge there, you leave her here and you jump up onto that rail and scooch round. Yeah, that's right, I said scooch. Big whoop. Oh yeah, that's one of the few areas where the camera angle can be a bit of a hindrance. You might have to move back a bit just to be able to move round a bit. Or slightly change the angle on the joypad which you're moving. Anyway, you pull that switch, as you can see, it moves that big crate there, and you scooch back over. Yeah, it's doing it again. See? So, move back over and then start moving that, and it allows me to do it. But I do remember that being a lot of gripes of people who were playing the game when it first came out. And back then, just call it over like that, move on to the crane, and then you jump back over and scooch back around the corner. So yeah, back in the day, there's a lot of complaints about glitches and that in the game. I find them acceptable compared to some of the... I mean, there are a lot of worse glitches in games nowadays. I mean, that's just minor. You pull the lever again, and it'll move round. And move the box down. Just coming up to the end of this little section, and what you do here is go to the right and start jumping up those ledges. Climb up onto there, then run to the front and drop down onto the crane. Walk over, being careful not to fall off the edge, as the camera likes to force you to do, and just shimmy down. Drop down and then jump over onto that platform and then call Yoda over. That can actually be one of the areas where she might refuse to jump over at times, because for some reason sometimes the game can want it to be very precise, other times it's not such a big issue. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next chapter where I'll be continuing my talk through of the walkthrough. Hey, how about that? I'll catch you later.